Hey y'all, today let's tell the story of the Mark Twain Cave in Hannibal, Missouri. The Mark Twain Cave is named after, of course, the fantastic Mark Twain. He actually included the cave in his book, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, and that's why the cave was named after him. The cave was originally discovered in 1819 by local Jack Sims. He was out hunting a panther with his brother and they thought the panther had gone into this hole right here, and they followed it in there. Which seems to me both very brave and very stupid. Lucky for him and his brother, though, he didn't find the panther, but he did discover this cool cave system. In 1840, the cave was purchased by Dr. Joseph Nash McDowell. Now, Dr. McDowell was a very influential and respected doctor in his day. However, he did have a habit of robbing corpses from graves, both for study and for experimentation. And he used the cave as a kind of secret laboratory for this, since, grave robbing is frowned upon. And while people knew that he was doing this, they couldn't really prove it. Matter of fact, in 1849, a mob stormed McDowell's Missouri Medical College after the family of one of his patients believed that he had taken her corpse from her grave. Which he did. He was determined to find out her actual cause of death, and he didn't know any other way to find that out. So while his intentions were good, the methods were a little flawed. Dr. McDowell was also a very firm believer in the supernatural, especially in the continued communication between the living and the dead. And when his young daughter, named Amanda, died at the age of 14 of pneumonia, this belief led him to preserve her body by filling up a large glass tube with copper ends with alcohol and putting her inside. And he hung the tube with her body in it from the ceiling of the cave so that he could try to keep talking to her. By this time, Dr. McDowell had already earned the nickname the Mad Dr. McDowell. 2 years went by, her body was still hanging from the ceiling of the cave when a couple of curious children managed to get into the cave, seen it hanging there, and went back and told their parents. And their parents, knowing the history of this man, of course believed them, and a group of townsfolk came and confronted him and forced him to give her a proper burial and lay her to rest. Some claim the spirit of Amanda still haunts the cave. She's described as a young woman who has long dark hair and is very pretty. And witnesses have claimed to see this girl walking around in old-fashioned clothing. And it said her appearance is so real that people would actually walk up and try to speak to her. And then she'd just disappear. Then in 1967, 3 boys went missing in the Mark Twain Cave. 10-year-old Billy Hogue, 13-year-old Joey Hogue, and 14-year-old Craig Dowell. The last time the boys were seen was March 10th of 1967, when they set off with flashlights and a shovel, presumably to explore new cave openings that had been opened by the construction of a new highway, Route 79. The search for the boys attracted national attention. The National Guard was called in to help, along with 200 cavers. But after 10 days, the search was called off and the boys were never found. But this cave system is absolutely massive. It's never been fully explored. And in fact, as late as 2006, a whole new entrance was found inside. Most people speculate that the boys probably became trapped somewhere in the cave or maybe even got smothered in some kind of cave-in since there was work going on that was blowing, sides of the cave open. But there is a theory put forth by John Wingate in his book, The Lost Boys of Hannibal, that the boys may have been victim to the serial killer John Wayne Gacy. I myself have not read this book yet. I would like to, so I don't know the evidence he uses to support this theory, but there's a new theory. Another interesting fact about the cave is that it was once a hideout for outlaw Jesse James, which I find very exciting because I love outlaw stories. So if any of y'all ever visited the Mark Twain Cave in Missouri, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.